Bro, let's not act surprised. We all knew this was gonna happen. But I'm still gonna support my boy. Shout out Dude Bronx, bro. But damn, bro, that's gotta be one of the dumbest. I know you can't switch up who you are, bro, but you cannot go in there and fucking get in the pocket with Ilia. Jesus Christ. And then Joshua Van. One more time, Joshua Van. That's fight. I might be fight of the year. I ain't gonna lie. Let's get into the card, man. This man Ilia's power is different. The first punch he threw literally busted Charles' eyelid, like he was bloodied up. I know Charles has a lot of wear and tear on his body. He's been fighting since 2010. But damn, the first punch though, and Mr. Charles, Mr. Muay Thai just getting up in Ilia's face. So Charles, smart man, after getting busted up with the first punch, tries to take him down. Ilia's brother got that grappling. Almost got caught in a leg lock though. Charles was so much bigger than Ilia. Like when Charles had the body lock and he tried to take Ilia down, but Ilia reversed it and landed on top. Ilia's got some nice Greco-Roman throws like what he did to Yusuf Salah. I don't know. If y'all don't believe in Ilia's grappling, go watch that fight. He took that fight on 2 weeks notice and he was just like destroying Yusuf Salah with the grappling. But anyway, Ilia almost gets caught in a leg lock. He gets out. They stand him up, and then literally the next exchange, Ilia throws that right hand. Boom. Charles is out. Then came up with a left hook. Boom. Hits Charles again. God damn. And then followed up with the hammer fist, bro. Fuck. What the fuck? Why would Charles not change his game plan? I like that he tried to wrestle after he got hit. But, bro, you cannot get in the pocket with Ilia, bro. And Ilia was right. He said, I'm going to knock him out in the first round because Charles is one of those guys I don't have to try to chase him down. He had to chase down Max. He had to chase down Volk. Big meaty hooks. Josh Emmett was kind of, throwing in the pocket with Ilia. But Josh Emmett's tough as fuck. I don't know how he survived that. Charles walking right toward him. And Charles kept trying to throw these leg kicks. Every time Charles threw a leg kick, Ilia, boom, jab. Ilia came out with that jab. Boom, just jabbed him up. And boy, bro, Ilia is a bad boy. That Antonio Banderas, when that song come on, bro. Fuck. Ilia told Charles, I'm sorry it had to be you, bro. He told him to get his pillow ready. This shit is diabolical, bro. And I don't know why. I think Ilia wanted to put his hands on Patty. That's why he told him to come in. I don't know why you give Patty any kind of shine. There's no way Patty gets a fucking title shot after beating Michael Chandler. Bro, Patty and Arman need to fight. Justin Gaethje, I'm sorry. You beat Rafael Fiziev on 10 days notice and you got slumped out by Max Holloway before that. Maybe you fight the winner. Maybe you can fight Max again. Go for the rematch against Max after he fights Dustin. That's what Justin needs to do, bro. You're not in the title picture. But yeah, I really think Ilia just wanted to get his hands on him and get in Patty's face and call him a blonde bitch and do all that. Patty was showing respect at first too. But damn, Patty's a big boy too. Patty's never been. Yo, that fight would be insane, bro. Oh my god. And then hold on, here's I'm glad this just popped in my head. Makachev, you saying that Khabib, you saying that Ilia was not a rightful contender? He just slumped out Charles Oliveira in the first round. It took you 2 rounds, and when you hit Oliveira, he just dropped. You submitted him, but there's a big punching power difference. Makachev, if you lose to JDM, your ass gotta come down and see Ilia. I don't care what yo, you gotta see Ilia, Islam. I don't care. Islam gotta see Ilia, bro. You saying Ilia wasn't a rightful contender, and he just disposed of Charles Oliveira like it was easy work. Easy. That's easy. Yeah, I fuck with Dude Bronx, bro. I got a Charles Dude Bronx hoodie on. One of my favorite fighters. The story coming from the fucking favelas. People calling you a quitter. You almost being paralyzed when you were a kid. I have never been so nervous for a fight. That's why I really didn't want to do no picks. I recorded a video for picks. I was like, fuck it, I'm not putting it out. I don't know. This just felt weird. Damn, bro. God, that's a bad boy. We need to see Arman and Patty for the number 1 contender. Ilia, take some time. Justin can fight Max after him and Dustin fight, and we'll go from there. But yeah, man, that's a bad boy. That's a bad little Spaniard right there. España tiene un campeón. Esta cabrón. My God. Oh, let's talk about this. I just want to say Alexander Pantoja on the feet is one of the most entertaining flyweights. Off rip. That body kick he landed on Kai, bro, it looked like Kai got stabbed up. Pantoja at the beginning, he does this, I think, at the beginning of all his fights, bro. Every time I watch him fight, he does it. In the first round, you know how Sean Strickland in the last 10 seconds is gonna run up there and go crazy in the last 10 seconds. Pantoja is the opposite. In the first 10 seconds of every fight, he's going to put that pressure on them, just run at them, get people swinging, and he's going to take them down. And I got scared for a second because when he got into half guard in that first round, he was doing that fucking Brandon Royval shit. When he fought Brandon Royval and was just literally just camping there. At the end, he got the body lock, got the back, and was kind of, he had some hard shots to the body and a couple to the face. Second round, he kind of bullied him again with the strike. Pantoja is a dog, bro. That Joshua, we'll talk about Joshua Van here in a second, but Joshua Van's got good takedown defense, but he's just I think he's too little, and Pantoja's gonna bully him too. But he ended up taking Kai down in the third round, getting the body lock. Kai fell asleep, not fighting the hands, and got choked out. And yeah, man, I've been fucking with Pantoja ever since I watched the Brandon Moreno fight. Brazilians, at least y'all still got Pantoja, man. You know what I'm saying? Pantoja's putting together a nice little legacy here in the flyweight. He's lapping the division, and he coming out to 50 Cent. Many men wish death upon me, but bro, he's really a fucking cannibal. That's the perfect name for him when he's not camping in fucking half guard. After Kai got that back take in the first round, he just looked real fucking tentative. So yeah, Pantoja and Joshua Van. And speaking of Joshua Van, let's get into this, man. I knew this was going to be a good fight. I knew this was going to be this got to be fight of the night. Ilia can get the whole fucking knockout bonus. Joshua Van taking this fight after fighting Bruno Silva 3 weeks later with a broken toe is a fucking dog. Brandon Royval, fucking dog. Both these dudes have extremely good cardio. Both of them are kind of, Brandon Royval in that first round was throwing a whole lot of quantity with nothing on it while Josh Van was loading up with the quality. That's why Josh Van got that first round. But anyway, back to the cardio. I think I saw an embedded. This dude, Brandon Royval, ran like 8 miles at like a 6-minute pace. So this dude has crazy ass cardio. Joshua Van, good cardio. Just an absolute classic kickboxing war. None of these two were even thinking about grappling. I wish kind of Josh Van would add that to his game maybe in the future because, damn, bro, you was piecing the fuck out of Brandon Royval and you didn't drop him to the very last punch in the third round. He is young as hell. This dude is only 23 years old. Look at the total strikes, bro. Holy shit, bro. 400 total strikes in 3 rounds. That's an absolute war. Good thing these dudes are good thing both these dudes are low-key pillow-handed because this could have been some real bad CTE. But it was nice to see Josh Van get in the ring and face off with Pantoja. How did that fight go? Pantoja's a vet, bro. Joshua Van's a young buck. I think Pantoja walks through Joshua Van too. Joshua Van does have the great takedown defense as we saw in that one fight when he fought that one Asian dude and the Asian dude literally just wrestled him the whole time and didn't get one takedown. But damn, I don't know about his submission defense, but Brandon Royval, he did a good job. Brandon Royval did a good job using his length during this fight, throwing out that jab. Wasn't a lot of sting, but Brandon Royval had some nasty combinations. He had something like a little, what was it? A jab, a straight, and then he'd come back up with the uppercut. That was looking clean, bro. And Joshua Van was countering the fuck out of him with these left hooks. Josh was throwing nice 1-2s. Yeah, just an absolute war. I pray to God these dudes get fight of the night. Look, no takedown shot, bro. Just a classic war. And another thing, I'm kind of glad Manel Cap Loki pulled out because I don't think the fight would have been as entertaining. Manel Cap sometimes is a boring ass fighter, and then sometimes he puts on these fucking master classes, and he's extremely exciting. But I felt like this time he was gonna be fucking boring and be low output. Shout out Joshua Van, bro. Shout out Brandon Royval too, because he turned it into a war. Brandon Royval showed toughness. He's tough as fuck. Because he took a lot of fucking shots. Took 209 to be exact, and didn't get dropped till the last one. Now, Money Moicano, you're gonna talk all that shit and be loud and rambunctious. You gotta back it up with your fighting style, bro. It looked like he gassed the fuck out, bro. After what was it, the second round? Yeah, the second round grappling with fucking Benny. I'm gonna call him Benny the Butcher. After one round of grappling and Benny the Butcher, you're fucking gassed the fuck out. What the fuck? You're supposed to be a vet. You can't come into fights out of shape. God, and he was 5 for 5 on the takedowns. You still one fucking takedown, Moicano. But yeah, man. In the first round, Benny the Butcher was butchering Moicano's legs. I mean, just kicking him in his inside leg kicks, body kicks, thrown into the head. That might be another reason why he couldn't throw any punches in the third round, because Benny was kicking the fuck out of his arms. Yeah, Benny had a nice first round, and then got caught at the very end and dropped with a nice straight from Moicano. Second round, just absolutely mauls Moicano. Moicano is a big ass lightweight. Like, he came into the fight against Islam weighing more than Islam, and Islam is a fucking huge dude. But Benny, Mr. Thickums here, just fucking mauled him in the second round. Almost choked him out with an arm triangle. And then the third round, like I said, Moicano was just gassed the fuck out. Mr. I cannot afford to lose needs to turn into Mr. Get his ass on the fucking treadmill. What the fuck, Moicano? You can't gas the fuck out like that. Justin Gaethje, you want to prove you can fucking fight Benny. You can fight Benny the Butcher. You want to get yourself back in that title picture. Benny Neal can fucking grapple. Justin Gaethje's grappling is his weakness. You want to get back in that title picture. Fight him, bro. There you go right there. But anyway, let's move on to the last fight I watched. Okay, I just literally made a video talking shit about Peyton, saying he has no fucking grappling. It looked like he worked on his grappling. Good shit. First round, bro, Felipe was low-key piecing him up. He was piecing him up, and it looked like he was winning the striking exchanges, but still ended up panic wrestling. But the dude was, I'm looking at the stats right now, 3 for 15 on takedowns. So shout out Peyton. Night and day difference between the grappling with the Barcelos fight. I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with Peyton's style, because I was talking shit in the video saying he just walks forward all cocky. I like that shit. I'm not gonna lie. He walks forward, even if he's getting tagged up. Peyton's tough. He's gonna eat the shots. And they were asking homeboy, like, why in the corner, like, why are you panic wrestling? Why are you wrestling him? You're piecing him up. And he's like, the power, the power. So Peyton must got some dynamite in them hands. This thing that stands out the most to me about this fight, it's just Peyton's grappling, bro. Great job going to Dagestan. He fought in January, February, March, April, May, June. So he spent 5 months at Dagestan. Great job, Peyton. I need you to go hop back on the next fight and go straight back to Dagestan and keep improving that grappling. I don't know why he called out Adrian Yanez. I feel like every time I watch Yanez fight, he fucking loses. Don't you want to call? Is Yanez in the top 15? Why don't you call somebody out in the ranking? What is he? Peyton's 10-1 now. Let's not fight unranked fighters, bro. Let's get into the rankings. I also heard on the commentators, I want to talk about this real quick. They said Jack Hermanson got sent to the fucking shadow realm in the first 40 seconds. I guess it was a left hook to send my boy Crafty Jack Hermanson to the shadow realm. Looked like he was out cold too. They were like talking about it during the fucking pay-per-view, checking on him to make sure he's okay. And he must have been laid the fuck out. I'm about to go back and rewatch this. I just want to do this quick recap. Let me check out some of these other prelims. Terrence McKinney with the round 1 submission. Good shit, boy. Oh, you submitted a Russian too. Send 2-3 year daggers in for the get. Nico, after watching the embedded, bro, I wanted Nico to win just because he got like 17,000 kids, and his wife's taking care of all his kids. God, I wish he could have got a win bonus. Damn, he was minus 2,100. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I started watching the card, but I just fell asleep. But I fell asleep right at the end of this first round. This looked like a fun fight in the first round, though. So recapping this card, Felipe and Peyton, I thought it was an alright, exciting fight. I was glad to see his grappling got better. Peyton's grappling got better. Moicano and Dariush, that was a nice fight because Dariush came back and fought after getting dropped and gassed Moicano out. Joshua Van and Brandon Royval, one fight of the year probably. Absolute fucking war. Awesome. Pantoja kind of scared me in the first round, but ended up choking Kai Kara-France out. He's up in that GOAT conversation with the flyweights. It damn near might be time to move up. If he beats Joshua Van, it might be time to move up and face on the Georgian gangster Marad. Shout out Dude Bronx, bro. Legend. I think, Charles, I'm not going to lie, I think it's time to retire. You got a lot of scar tissue damage. You're starting to look like the Diaz brothers. You got cut with the first punch, bro. It's time for Charles to retire. We're going to have to throw him in the Brazilian retirement home with Gilbert Burns and Jose Aldo. Ilia is just built different. This dude is next level. Some people just built different, and Ilia is built different. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, hit your boy with a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Next, comment down below what fights you want to see next. Which fighters, what moves the fighters need to make in their careers. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. We out. I'm him, I can tell you from the jump, I'm a different breed. Bought a new tech, free shot, no referee. I ain't gon' force, not shit, I'ma let it be. White gold shining, diamonds red like 7C.